It's been an interesting time. As a trainee, we didn't really have much to do with the ASA. It was just something you were a member of. Although I did apply for one of the research awards when I was a registrar and presented in Hobart at the ASA meeting back in the late 80s. Didn't win any prizes, but that doesn't matter. And have been sort of an active member of the society pretty much ever since. I think it's the camaraderie that you get, the feeling of belonging to an organisation that's very important, and also knowing that it's an organisation that's here for its members and it's here to represent us in a way that no other organisation can. It's unfettered by the requirements of education. It's here to do whatever it needs to do to go into bat for our specialty and our patients and our members. And I think that that's something that's really hard to value in dollar terms, because although you don't always see a direct return on your investment, you know that they're always going to be there for you. In many ways it's kind of like an insurance policy you hope you never have to claim on. But I know from personal experience that the Society has done an awful lot of work representing our specialty over the years, and particularly in the last few years with the MBS review. That is something that it's impossible to put a price on. For me there's an enormous value and there's great friendships that I've developed over the years, not just with the people in the department I work in, but with people right across Australia, which has been incredibly valuable. So as my career as an anaesthetist, it hasn't had a lot of direct effect until I got asked to join the board back in 2004, I think it was, when I became the executive counsellor. That had a lot to do with the fact that I'd worked with Greg Deacon and I knew Jim Bradley through the Air Force, and they said, would you like to try this on? And I did that for a couple of years, and I thought that was a great experience. It was my first foray into sort of the medical politics side of things. And it was really fascinating to see what was going on in the specialty at that time. I then had a bit of time away from that, and then came back and became the president about 7 years ago. And obviously that has been a very busy time, and a time when, as president, you are on top of every issue relating to the specialty, and there was a lot of issues, obviously. Being in that position and having that understanding was an incredibly exciting and interesting time. And it's a time that you have just while you're president, because once you stop being president, all of that stops. And you reach this peak in knowledge, and then it sort of fades away again. But it's been a really amazing journey. I don't know that everyone wants to be on a committee. I think a lot of members are just happy to be a member and to let someone else do all that work. But if you do have an interest in it, I would really strongly recommend the ASA as a great organisation to become involved in. It's really a bunch of very like-minded people. As my good friend David A. Scott, who was president of the college whilst I was president of the society, said to me, he said, the great thing about the college and the society is that we're all the same people. We all think the same way, we all do the same work, and we all want the same outcomes, which is the best possible outcomes we can have for our patients. And to achieve that, we need the best possible outcomes for our members and our fellows. I think if you have an interest in the future of your specialty and you want to have an opportunity to influence how that might look in the future, then joining the society and becoming a committee member is actually a really valuable opportunity to do that. You get to talk to people who, on one-to-one, who are really influencing the future of our specialty. As a committee member on any of the state committees, you have an opportunity to meet your state member, your state chair. The state chair meets the society president regularly, and the society president meets the presidents of other societies around the world on a regular basis. Now those opportunities mean that if you've got a really good idea, it's only 3 steps and you're already at the top of the food chain for having that idea put forward. So it's not a hard thing to do, and it's something that obviously the society values enormously, but I think it's something that as an opportunity you get to value it as well, and if it makes a difference to the specialty, that's a good thing. So the NSC is a great meeting. The people who put the NSC together always amaze me. The organising committees from the ASA, NSC are just incredible people. They're so dedicated, they work so hard, and they work really hard to make it an interesting and engaging conference. Many of the presentations are really focused at how we can influence your practice to do better care for our patients. And also they look at things like, building leadership and building other skills. I guess the thrust of every ASA meeting I've been to is, how can we make your practice better? And I think that's I don't know, but I think that's what's in the minds of every time an organising committee gets together to put together a meeting. It's how can we help you to do a better job looking after your patients? And every meeting I've ever been to at the ASA, I've always walked away going, that's something I'm going to change in my practice. This meeting has caused a change in my practice. And every one of those changes, in my experience, has actually been a very valuable thing. So I think you should expect to get a really good practical education. The social events are also fantastic. They're great opportunities to network with friends and to meet new people. And the guest speakers are also at those social events, so there's often a good opportunity to buttonhole one of the keynote speakers from all over the world and have a chat to them about what they've said or what you'd like to know. And so the access to people is just terrific. It's also set up so it runs over the weekend, so if you have trouble getting away during the week for a conference, this one you just need to take the Friday off and you've got the Saturday, Sunday, maybe Monday. So it makes it easier to attend and makes it less of an impact on your life.